Okay, so what's going on, guys? Mr. Dalek JD here, and welcome back to more Call of Duty Ghosts Multiplayer here on my channel. If you didn't see the reveal trailer, then it will be in the description and annotation. But in this video, we're going to be breaking down absolutely everything multiplayer-wise that's been presented to us in the Ghost reveal. Literally nothing's been left out here, and I'm going to bring you all the information you'll need to know in this one video. It is quite long, but trust me, it is worth it to find out all the information. Now, I really would appreciate if you guys would smash the like ratings on this video, as you know, it is a long video, but it contains everything you need to know. And be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below of any of the new features that they've implemented into Call of Duty Ghosts. If you want to find out about new game modes, it's in this video. If you want to find out about dynamic maps, it's in this video. If you want to find out about the new weapon modes, in this video. New classes, in this video. Killstreaks, co-op mode, in this video. Absolutely everything is in this. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get into Call of Duty Ghosts Multiplayer.
For every game developer, one of the best parts of development is bringing people in early.
These guys are the best of the best, and they're looking at our game, and we just hope that they enjoy what they see.
Just being a part of this, even though it's just for a day, is a remarkable experience.
Being able to try something before everyone else, it gets the driving me going. I'm all excited.
You see this competitiveness, this sort of how can I use what he just told me to my advantage.
That's all we've ever wanted, to be able to give our input and make the game that we all love and play that much better.
Kill confirmed.
Crank really developed from the idea of playing again with the TDM rules. We've added this idea that once you get a kill, you become cranked.
You start speeding up, you're running all crazy.
And then you have 30 seconds to kill another enemy, and if you don't, you explode.
And die.
And all of a sudden it becomes very frantic Call of Duty.
Lots of kills really quickly.
I was running around the map going crazy looking for that last kill at the 2-second mark.
You get a guy in your sights and someone comes in and steals that kill from you, and then you blow up. That's kind of a problem.
With Search and Rescue, we realized we wanted to build upon Search and Destroy.
It's a search and destroy type of game, except when you die, you drop a tag.
Your teammates can go pick up your dog tags and revive you.
But if the enemy gets it, you're out.
It requires a lot more teamwork, a lot of communication when you're playing.
You're playing chess, not checkers, when you play Search and Rescue. Creates a whole different dynamic in Search.
Reviving teammates and taking out the enemy's tags became another objective within the search and destroy mode.
I think it's going to be a lot more strategy involved.
Now we have the contextual lean.
Where you get up to a corner and lean left or right. I think it's great, and it's something that needed to be introduced into Call of Duty, and I love the way that it was introduced. Knee slide's badass. To be able to slide and then get into a position and be ready to roll in that position is a unique thing in Call of Duty.
Basically, when you're sprinting, you do like a cool slide animation.
I was sliding all over the place with that thing.
And also the mantling ability. Basically, when you're climbing up on stuff, you like carry your momentum with you.
I loved that. It just promotes faster gameplay, more swift movement.
We brought back Assault, Support, and Specialist. And with Assault, I saw a lot of people choosing the dog, and it's one of my personal favorites as well.
To have this companion, this dog that helps you out, is so cool.
It'll growl or bark when there's an enemy nearby, so you may be alerted to someone upstairs or right out the corner.
We haven't really seen that in Call of Duty before, to have real AI things that escort you around the map. That really appealed to me.
We revamped the way we use UAV. Now they're called SATCOMs.
This adds a different element as far as being able to hide these, stack them, put them off to the side, and then play a little bit more defensive mind, because now you can actually protect your UAV.
The first tier will give players eyes on. So when a teammate sees an enemy, you'll see it on your minimap. When you throw down a second SATCOM, it gives you the traditional UAV that everyone's familiar with. And when a third is thrown down, that's when you see the directional movement of enemies.
The other thing that I really like, where you can snipe from the helicopter.
You go up into the air and you can control where the helicopter is on the map, but it's up to you to snipe off enemies.
And trying to snipe the guy that's sniping from the helicopter is even much harder. It's definitely going to be fun. I'm going to love this every second of it.
We're also adding a new robust perk system.
Basically, they've split a bunch of perks from the old Call of Duties and made a pretty big list of them.
Some perks may be more useful than others or more powerful than others. It may take up 5 allotted slots, it may take up 4, just depending on what you want to use. Usually when you're playing online, you have your headsets and you're calling out where enemies are, but sometimes when you're here in the moment, you forget to. With Battle Chatter, it picks up on where the enemies are and it'll notify you.
And there's a couple times where I turned around because there was a guy screaming and I was trying to figure out what he's talking about. And he's right, like there's someone on my 6, there's someone behind me.
It gives you a better sense of where enemies are, even if you're kind of shy and you want to stay quiet throughout the game.
Got hostiles near the wrecked ship!
Working on Call of Duty Ghosts has been an amazing trip. We're getting close to the finish here. Everyone's really excited. We were a launch title for the 360, and now to be a launch title for the Xbox One, it's a really, it's kind of a fun, monumental occasion for us. We know it's a lot more work. We know it's a lot harder, and that actually, I think, just drives us more. And I'm really excited about how Call of Duty Ghosts is going to turn out on Xbox One.
That was an exclusive Xbox behind the scenes video, and now we're going to talk about multiplayer. So with Create a Class, we now have Create a Soldier, and this is the first time we've ever had character customization in Call of Duty before. And with this, look at the menus. You get a vast, expansive range of stuff to customize your character, and you start with the head, can change the headgear, the body, the armor. Everything can be customizable, and I think it's great because before in Call of Duty you'd be like put into a multiplayer game and you'd be randomly generated, and with this Create a Class there are over 30,000 combinations, which is pretty incredible. Now with the weapons, there are over 30 new weapons coming to Call of Duty Ghosts. A few are returning from previous games, but a lot of them are brand new. It's an 80% overhaul from Modern Warfare 3 in terms of weapons, and they are bringing back strike packages as well, which is awesome, as you can see, showing off the assault strike package there. And here we have some of the new guns returning. The marksman rifle, which is a semi-automatic rifle, which makes it quite difficult to shoot in terms of like with older weapons from the older Call of Duties. One that I can really think about is the M1 Grand from World at War, where you have a gun which takes a lot of skill to use to take out, but it takes out people quite quickly as well. Here we have a new attachment, which is the dual render scope, and with this scope it stops your peripheral vision from being blurred, and it keeps a target on who you're looking at, yet it still lets you look around the map at any other targets, which is really good. And a lot of these implements are very good in my opinion, and I'm really looking forward to multiplayer. Now this is all about the loadout system, the Create a Class, and they've really changed this around from what's been in previous Infinity Ward games. They've adopted the Pick 10 system from Black Ops 2, which worked so well, and it's a very similar system in that respect. With this, you're allocated a budget for how much you can spend on this class, which you can spend on attachments, weapons, and perks. So here we have the selection of perks which are listed into a category of 7 different perks. Now with these perks they have set skill points, and you have a maximum of 8 skill points which you can use to purchase perks. So what you could do is you could buy a selection of 8 perks that cost 1 skill point each, or you could go and buy an overpowered perk which would cost you 5 skill points. Now what you could do is you could have up to 11 perks available in your class, which is ridiculous, but this lets you customize exactly what you want when you want, and you can roll with loads of different perks. And here we have the new Killstreaks as well. Now what Infinity Ward are implementing is that they do not want Killstreaks necessarily which are up in the air, as I'm sure we all know that they can be taken out quite easily, and it's very, very frustrating. Now here they're showing Riley as one of the new kill streaks which you can use, and he's actually very, very useful. What he can do is he can work as a UAV, he can shoot, he can bark when there are players nearby, which is really good as well. He's also scouting out other areas. Now as you can see is a look at one of these new kill streaks. And another really awesome addition to one of these kill streaks is where you can go into a helicopter and snipe down from that. So as we can see, we're going to look at the strike packages now. They have returned, the specialist, support and assault. And what is awesome, what I said earlier, is that the kill streaks are now more suited to the ground rather than the air. So the UAV is now something completely different, and the way that the UAV works now is that you have to plant it in an area on the ground. So what this does is it makes it a little bit harder for enemies to actually take out the UAV, as they need to go in and find where it is specifically located. And what I can tell you now is that if you plant one UAV on the floor, then that gives you a like kind of look on the map of where you've planted it, like the location on the map of where you planted it. It gives you like a look of where enemies are around there. 2 gives you a sweeping UAV across the map, and if you plant 3 UAVs down, so that's if 3 different teammates plant a UAV down, then it gives the whole team the UAV, which is an awesome idea, and I'm sure that it's going to change up the way that we use UAVs. So now with the creator class, we've spoken about all these new features. You're probably wondering how exactly these work. Well, now we're going to explain it. So basically, when you rank up in Call of Duty Ghosts Multiplayer, you unlock squad points which can be used to purchase weapons, attachments, perks, etc. Now, the way that you can do this is that when you have enough skill points, you can purchase anything that you want. As long as you have the skill points to purchase a certain weapon, you can get that at whatever level you want it to, which is pretty awesome. So you can straight away crack on with getting on with what weapons you want to unlock. Now that is just for a single soldier squad. They've introduced a new thing called squads, where you can have up to 10 different soldiers which can all be differently customizable and each have their own separate multiplayer level. So what you can do is once you've prestiged on one of the soldiers, you can go ahead and play on a different soldier which is a completely different multiplayer level, and you can play on that. So in a way, if you create 10 soldiers, 1 level of prestige per soldier, that means you have 10 levels of prestige, which is an interesting take on it. So now we've looked at creator class, we've looked at the pick 10 system, and we've also looked at squads now. Now let's look at some new game modes, because they always freshen up the game and make it awesome. And the very first one that's shown is Cranked, which is a really, really good idea. And essentially with Cranked, what happens is once you get a kill, you gain momentum where you can run faster, you can reload faster, but you get a kind of penalty for this, and you have 30 seconds left to kill another person before you get that timer reset. If you don't kill anyone in that 30-second timer, then you blow up. So this is essentially a camper-free game mode. The next one is Search and Rescue, which is a little similar to Search and Destroy, although what happens is in Search and Destroy, usually when you die, that's the end of the round. But what happens with this is your teammates can actually revive you as you'll drop a briefcase. Now, if the team that you're playing with can pick up your briefcase / tag, they can rescue you and you're back in the game, which is really awesome. And it's a little spin on Search and Destroy, which is epic. And it also involves a bit of kill confirmed as well. But if the enemy team can get over to your briefcase, then they'll cancel that revival, which is a bit of a strategic element there. Now, of course, of all this talking of squads, it's made Infinity Ward think that maybe they want to do something with the squads, and they've added a new mode called Squad, where you can create a squad of different players for solo, cooperative or competitive play. The squads let players take the squads of soldiers created in multiplayer and carry them into squads mode for use in single player, cooperative, multiplayer or competitive. Playing in squads will earn you XP that would apply in multiplayer, so players can rank up and can unlock additional weapons and equipment through playing squads. Now the modes which are in squad so far is squad v squad, where 2-player competitive multiplayer pitting you and your squad versus your opponent and their squad. There's squad assault, where you play against another player's squad even when they're offline in up to 6-player co-op. Matchmake against squads, or select one of your friend's squads. Offline players can determine the loadouts of their squad as well as the map and mode that their squad will defend. War game, where you and a squad of 5 soldiers via another squad swap out your custom soldiers at any time with a friend for quick co-op play. And Safeguard, where you survive wave after wave in up to 4-player co-op. So that's the version of survival back in the form of Safeguard. Now, what Infinity Ward have said is that the AI in squads is absolutely incredible. They can jump shot, they can strafe around corners. They are literally almost as good, if not better, than a average multiplayer person that's playing online. So this new squads mode would add a lot of challenge, especially to those maybe that don't have online or a little bit afraid of playing online. If there is anyone out there that is in that situation, then squads is a great place to go and play.
So our map design, it wouldn't be possible without the new tech that we're bringing to Ghosts. Not only does the tech allow us to create these new dynamic events, but also adds a new level of immersion to our maps. From graphics to animation to audio, we set our sights on making this the most visceral experience we've ever created. For next gen, things like sub-D, displacement mapping, and real-time lighting give us the tools to create this new world. One of the key successes for Call of Duty is how it feels, the controls, moving through the world. The attention to detail is what makes Call of Duty feel right. But we knew we could make it even better. So we've redefined how you, the player, move through the world. Everything will feel better, from the weapons you use to how you traverse the environment. And we've given players new ways to engage in combat. So some examples, we've added a contextual lean system that allows you to naturally lean around obstacles without adding button combinations. It's intuitive and seamless. We've also added a new mantling system. This allows you to move fluidly over objects while not losing momentum, whether low mantling while firing your weapon or jump mantling from rooftop to rooftop. And one of my new favorites is the knee slide. This is a way to naturally transition from sprinting to crouch or prone. This allows you to maintain momentum as you move through the world. All of these new movements are designed to enhance the experience and controls you already know. So as I mentioned earlier, audio was a key focus in developing our new engine. In particular, creating an audio design that complemented all of our new graphical enhancements. So some of the new features we've added are an ADSR-based reverb system, reactive emitters, and locational battle chatter. So let's take a look.
The next-gen audio engine in Call of Duty Ghosts will help the player really feel enveloped and connected to their environment. We have greatly improved our player connection to the world through audio. One of the ways that we did that is through the new reverb engine. It's a much more realistic algorithm that works for interiors. It changes real time as you walk into a different area. So So a giant metal large space would sound completely different from a small carpeted room. There is definitely an advantage having the reverb in multiplayer. You will be able to know when people are inside your space. One new multiplayer feature that we've upgraded in Call of Duty Ghosts is what we call locational battle chatter.
Contact shooters in that restaurant!
Not only will your teammates tell you when a grenade goes out or when they kill an enemy,
Target neutralized!
now they'll tell you when they've actually spotted an enemy near a landmark.
Hostiles taking positions near the totem pole! Tango's in the courtyard!
We're really excited about this feature and how it's going to bring people together online and work as a team.
They're coming through the back entrance!
Other additions to the next-gen engine for audio is something that we call reactive emitters. Little nodes that we place on actual objects in the game that react to an explosion. When you throw a grenade and it explodes over there, I might hear something behind me that is actually reacting to the shock wave. The next-gen platforms will really offer us a lot more flexibility in just pure quality. It will really, really enhance the overall Call of Duty experience.
Enemies over by the junkyard! I got movement in the intersection! Target sighted on that bridge!
We're proud to announce that we're bringing back the Season Pass, which will deliver 4 mammoth new DLC packs for one great discounted price. Not only that, when you purchase the Season Pass, you'll get the Ghost Team Leader Pack. This is the first time we've offered an exclusive MP character, which is modeled after one of the key heroes from the Ghost single-player campaign. And it comes with a bunch of other cool downloadable content as well. And when you're ready to upgrade to the next gen, we've got your back. If you order Season Pass and then upgrade to the next gen within a console family, all of your DLC goes with you at no additional charge. The details will be posted. Also for Ghosts, we've cooked up what I think is our coolest collector's editions ever, loaded with everything a true Call of Duty fan could want. You can either get the all-new Hardened Edition or the ultra-limited Prestige Edition, which comes with the Call of Duty Ghosts tactical camera. It's a full HD, 1080p, water-resistant, wide-angle, wearable camera to record your own first-person action. This thing is on par with the leading cameras in the industry right